it's Thomas here, and today we're doing a quick review on Sicce's Ultra Zero utility pump. If you're looking for the perfect submersible pump for water changes that will leave practically no water left in the container, will easily hook up to a standard garden hose or the Python no-spill system, that's simple to maintain and made by an Italian pump company who eats, sleeps, and breathes aquarium pumps, then check out Sicce's Ultra Zero. I'm not going back to regular utility pumps for water changes. This is definitely the right tool for the job. It's pretty awesome. As reefers, we use a myriad of pumps to move water around in various ways, whether it's through our filtration system, within the aquarium itself, or from a container of freshly mixed saltwater into the aquarium. Getting water from point A to point B is one of the fundamental tasks required to keep an aquarium healthy. Certain pump designs are pretty standard for the hobby. Return pumps and utility pumps, power heads, propeller pumps, and more recently gyre pumps are all commonplace, and although they all move water in one way or another, their designs are very specific to the task or role that they're going to fulfill. Sicce is a well-known leader in the world of pumps. They eat, sleep, and breathe aquarium pumps, and they are the go-to choice to power a ton of aquarium products made by other manufacturers like protein skimmers and reactors. Among Sicce's lineup is a very unique utility pump that, thanks to its form factor, the placement of its 3/4 inch threaded outlet and power cord, and its ability to pump water at 800 gallons per hour down to a depth of as little as 0.8 inches or 2 millimeters, makes it an awesome option for water changes, mixing stations, sump maintenance, and any application where you want to move water out of a container, especially if you're trying to move all of the water, like drain it completely. The pump housing is 5¼ inches in diameter, made from a thermoplastic that will not corrode or rust. It has a heavy-duty 10-foot power cord with a 3/4 inch threaded outlet that will fit standard fittings like a garden hose or the Python fittings, and it has a thick carry handle, all of which are located right on the top of the pump. The water enters at the bottom underneath the pump. The whole base of the pump is the impeller cover, and it's really easy to access without any tools. The collar at the bottom of the pump rotates and slides up, and the impeller cover comes off. It goes back together just as easily. The impeller is hefty, and it has a ceramic shaft, which is great. Just be gentle when handling it. Ceramic shafts perform extremely well, but they can be a little bit fragile. So just be gentle. Just be careful. Don't drop it. The Ultra Zero is fully submersible, pumps roughly 800 gallons an hour with just over 10 feet of maximum head height, and is able to pump soft solids up to 1 millimeter wide with no trouble at all. That, along with its small size, tip-resistant shape, and top-mounted cord and outlet, make it a fantastic submersible option for pumping water out of holding tanks and containers. Even those ones that are a little bit tight for space with those black caps on the top that are a little smaller, 5¼ inches, as long as you have that much space, that'll slide straight down to the bottom, sit perfectly flat the way it needs to, and pump water straight up. No kinking cords, none of that. Purpose built. Personally, I'm excited to use the Ultra Zero for my water changes. I can hook it up directly to my Python to refill my tank with fresh salt water out of a rolling brute container. The fact that it hooks directly to the Python fittings or even a standard garden hose with no modifications or unions is really convenient. Plus, it drains water down to 2 millimeters, meaning I can get virtually all of the water out of the container without fussing with the pump inlet or tipping the brute container to get all the water in the corner deep enough for the pump to get fully submerged. This has a leg up on standard utility pumps. It's the right tool for the job. Also, with its ability to handle soft solids as well, it's a great candidate for cleaning up your sump. You can drop it in, plug it in, and you can drain your sump practically empty and suck out all of that organic mulm that builds up down there at the exact same time. I can also see it being an excellent tool for draining a tank that you need to move. It can be pretty tough to suck out enough water with a pump or a siphon to be able to lift and move a tank safely, so being able to drain down to less than 1/10 inch of water is really helpful. Just to give you an idea, that would only be around 2 pounds of water left in a 90-gallon tank versus the regular 1/2 inch or so of water that would be left over, which would weigh around 16 pounds. So it's way less. Which means you won't need to worry about propping one end of the tank up so you can suck out as much of that 16 pounds of water as possible before you move it, which gets harder and harder to do the larger the tank is. So you can see how this is gonna make that job a lot easier. At only $100 and in that 800 gallon per hour flow range, the Ultra Zero is a competitively priced pump, especially for a specialized pump, and it's a great tool to have on hand for anyone who needs to move water from point A to point B, whether it's for water changes or to say, you know, drain your clogged utility sink. so that you can get to the drain and remove all that Kato that accidentally made it down there because you forgot to put the screen cover in before you dumped out the bucket of water and Kato into the sink. Oh, come on, it's not just me. Somebody else has definitely made that mistake before, right? Now, while it is awesome for refilling a tank after a water change, it's probably not the tool you'd want to use to remove water from the tank, especially if you have sand that you need to clean. I mentioned earlier, it matches up perfectly with the Python system. If you aren't familiar with how the Python system works to automatically start a siphon from your tank and suck all the water and crud from the sand bed to the drain and directly down your sink so that you don't have to carry buckets, I explained the whole process to you right here. It is easily in my top 3, maybe even my #1 favorite tool for aquarium maintenance. It makes everything so much easier. Freshwater, saltwater, doesn't matter. It's the bomb. Check it out.